Hello everyone and welcome to the Practical English Brain. Today, before I introduce the topic that you see over here, I have good news for you. The good news is that we started live programs a while back, a few weeks ago, and each Wednesday evening from 8 to 10 p.m. we have live program, and we specify a topic. You can come over there and ask your questions about the related topic. So if I find out that your question is very important, usually most of the times I give answer to your questions on the spot. But if I find out that is something very important, then I'm recording videos related to your questions. So now this video is recorded based on the suggestion of one of our followers on our YouTube channel, Mr. Ahmad Rashad. So he asked this question, and then I did some research, and I realized that it was a very, very important topic that many English learners and English teachers have problem understanding this point in a very, very clear way. So let's begin our today's lesson regarding the types of verb mood in English language with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So first of all, what is the definition of verb mood? See, look, in simple words, the quality or form of a verb that indicates the attitude or manner of the speaker could be called verb mood. So when we say verb mood, so we talk about the manner or the speaker that he or she is trying to show, to indicate, okay? So that is the simple and standard definition of verb mood. Now, I'm saying this. Come to our live program, ask your questions, and alhamdulillah, I've been given the ability of simplification. It's not bragging, it's just I'm trying to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving me this ability. This is my specification. That I can simplify the complicated points for both English learners and teachers. So now, I was saying this. While doing research, I realized that many English teachers and students cannot easily understand this topic. It's kind of like a complicated topic, kind of like a confusing topic, because some grammarians said there are like 3 verb moods, some of them say there are 5, and some of them say there are 4. But I chose 4. I agreed with the ones who said there are 4 verb moods. And I've got some logical reasons behind that. And I'm going to talk about those reasons as well. So, indicative, imperative, subjunctive, and interrogative. Okay. So some of them say there are only these 3. They don't include interrogative. Some of them say there's conditional as well. But 4, types of verb mood is a good idea to be chosen, to be explained. Okay, so now let's go to the next slide and see the first verb mood, which is indicative. It is used to show a factual statement. Whenever we talk about something factual, something that is true, okay, or that is going to be true in the future, or that was true in the past. So in this case, keep in mind that we can put all affirmative and negative sentences under this category, okay? Whichever sentence talks about kind of factual statement, that is, indicative mood. So the example, he drinks tea every morning. Now it's something factual. So tense doesn't matter. You can use this in all 12 tenses. He drinks water. He's drinking water. He's been drinking water for a few minutes. Or for example, he has drunk water many times. For example, tea many times. So we can say he drank tea yesterday. Yesterday he had drunk tea before I saw him. Or for example, he was drinking tea at 7 a.m. yesterday. Or he'd been drinking tea for a few minutes before I got there. Possible. Or he is drinking tea. You can use it. He will drink tea. He will be drinking tea. He will have drunk tea. He will have been drinking tea for a few minutes before I see him. So possible. You can use all 12 tenses. But still, it will be in negative mood because you talk about something actually factual, okay? And negative form, she is not active in the class. So she's not, it's negative form. But it's a fact about her. We talk about something that is true about someone, okay? So this is how I could explain the indicative mode. Now let's move to the next mode. And the next mode is imperative mode. Look, I'm pretty sure it's not a kind of challenge, but it's just a part of the reality. You can go. I mean, you won't find this kind of, simple, comprehensive, and lovely explanation of this topic. Look, they say it's just commands. No, not only commands. When we use imperative sentences, we talk about commands or instructions or advice or warnings or threats. Well, it depends on the situation, okay? But keep in mind that whenever we use imperative sentences, the subject of the sentence is clear. The subject of the sentence is known. It's always the second person. When you give instructions to somebody, obviously that person is in front of you. When you order or when you command somebody, that person is, or you give a warning to somebody. So in all these cases, the subject is the second person. It's too obvious, and it is not mentioned, in spoken or written English. So affirmative sentences, affirmative imperative sentences start with the main verb base form, and negative interrogative sentences start with don't or do not and then verb base form. Look at the first example. Do your homework. So it's a kind of command, okay? And the subject is you, but it's hidden over there, okay? So in the structure of imperative sentences, we do not mention subject. And negative form, don't stay here anymore. Don't stay here anymore. So now it could be command, depending on the situation. It could be, for example, advice. It's not a good idea for you. It's not advisable for you to stay here. Or it could be a kind of threat. It could be a kind of warning. Don't stay here anymore. If you stay here, it's dangerous for you. So again, I proved that we can use all, for all these purposes. So now the next mode, please go to the next slide. The next mode is subjunctive mode. In simple words, it is the opposite of indicative. It is the opposite of the first mode that I explained. It says it is the opposite of indicative mode, and it shows a condition or wish. It shows something that is not true at present time, or that was not true in the past, or that may not be true in the future. So in this case, we use if plus subject plus were, for all subjects, or wish plus subject plus were for all subjects, or the word that is subject and then verb, main verb in base form. Look at these examples. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. Now, I'm talking about something that is not factual, that is not true, at present time. If I had been you, I wouldn't have done that. So if you use like conditional clause 3, then you talk about a past, unreal situation or something that was not true in the past. So he wishes that he were rich. Now look, he wishes that he were rich. We use were in this case with all subjects, third person singular, he, she, it, or with all the other subjects were, okay? So he wishes, again, we talk about something that is not factual, that is not true, okay? So he wishes that he were rich. It means he's not rich. There is something, not factual or true. So, there is, the conjunction that, in written formal English, but in spoken English, most commonly, it is kind of dropped out. It's not used, okay? So, instead of saying like she wished that she'd bought it, so she wished she'd bought it in spoken English. She wished, or she wishes she were rich. He wishes he were rich. So, the conjunction that is not used in spoken English. So, she wished that she'd bought it. So again, we talk about something that was not true in the past. That was, something not factual. And number 4, it was suggested that he go home. Look, it's not correct to say he go home. Incorrect. He goes home, she goes home, right? Third person singular subject, the verb takes is or es. But this is subjunctive case, and because of using, some specific verbs and then the conjunction that, the verb is used in base form, even if the subject is third person singular in this case. So it was suggested that he go home. You can also use these verbs in this case, advise. He was advised that he study hard. For example, instead of saying he studies hard, he was advised that he study hard. The verb doesn't take S or ES. And demand and recommend and ask and this, you can also use these verbs in this case. So now let's move to the last mode, which is interrogative mode. Look, we can put all of these categories of questions under this mode. Okay, so interrogative mode, it is used to ask questions. So obviously we have different forms of questions, and according to my information, we can put all of these types of questions. Interrogative, like yes, no questions, negative interrogative, okay. We can also put information questions under this category, and tag questions, and also included questions, and intonation questions. For each type of, or for each form of these questions, I brought one example. So look, let's have a look at the first example. Did you learn this point? So it's interrogative, it's just yes, no question. So tenses doesn't matter, you can use all 12 tenses. Did you learn this point? Do you learn this point? Will you learn this point? Doesn't matter. And number two, don't you like pizza? Don't you like pizza? Negative interrogative. Do you not like pizza will be the complete form, but in spoken English, it's more common to use this form. I mean, don't you, and then, you know, verb-based form. Okay, so number three, where will you go next month? See, the tense is future tense, but information question, so again, it's also interrogative mode. If we go back to the definition, so it indicates the manner or, I mean, the behavior of the speaker, okay? So obviously, what is the manner of the speaker? The speaker wants to ask his or her question. And number four, you have visited India, haven't you? So tag questions in all 12 tenses. And keep in mind that, I mean, active and passive form. We can use passive form, okay? Doesn't matter, in all 12 tenses, passive form. As long as the sentence is asking, I mean, the sentence is used to ask, something or someone, okay? So number five, do you know where he lives? See, included questions, questions into questions, or in other words, using noun clauses, okay? Do you know where he lives? Included question. And finally, the store is closed, so intonation question. When the stress comes on the last word, and it means that we ask about the fact that whether the store is closed or open. So the store is closed or the store is closed, intonation question. So we can put all these types of questions under this mode, interrogative mode. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed the explanation of this important grammatical point. And once again, I want to mention this. Don't forget that each Wednesday evenings from 8 to 10 p.m. we have a live program, and we specify like a big topic ahead of time, and we even let you know in the community section or on Facebook, okay, ahead of time. So you can come over there, you can ask your questions. And if your question needs to be answered on the spot, it's going to be answered on the spot. But if I find out it's very important, I may give you like a short answer, and then later on I may record a video and mention your name at the beginning of the video that I'm recording this video based on the suggestion of Ahmad Mahmoud. Okay, have a great time. Bye-bye.